Alright people, what I'm going to try to do, probably going to be blocking the video a lot, what I'm going to try to do is make some chocolate chip cookies on the stove. I've heard it can be done, it probably can be done. I don't know how well it's going to taste or what's going to happen. I usually don't like using butter. You got to put butter in the pan to, you probably don't want to put Pam or any non-stick spray, you want to put butter. Which I really don't like because when I cook with butter, I tend to set off my smoke detector and it's pouring rain out. We had like an inch of rain today. We broke 50-year-old records in Los Angeles, our first rain in drought California. So I'm going to be putting some butter in there. I don't know how much I did. You know, put whatever you want. I'm going to try to coat the bottom a little bit. You don't want it too high. I've definitely got it too high. You probably want it on medium so you can warm the pan. You want the pan to be warm, but you don't want to burn the butter off. So this is probably like a 2-second. Oh, it's already starting to burn. Let me lower it down even more. So I don't want to burn the butter. That's the one thing I don't want to do. I want the pan to be hot, but I don't want to burn the butter. So, and I don't know what temperature that would be. So it's probably going to be like about a 2-hour video, like most of my videos are, on how to do something simple. But I've got it set to medium right now. And let's see, is the pan warm? I don't know if the pan's warm. I want the butter to get... Okay, the butter's totally melted. It's starting to bubble a little bit, like it's hot. So what I'm going to do, what you want to do, you can make your cookie dough or you can buy cookie dough already made. That's up to you. Here's some cookie dough. And usually when I make cookies, I make them, well, I'm trying to get this in the video so you can see and enjoy this with me. Usually when I make cookies, I make them too big and then they don't want to cook the right way. But what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to make, I don't know, let me make about 5 of these things. They spread out to about an inch, probably like that big. They probably spread out to maybe an inch or 2, even though you have a small cookie thing like this. So this is just an experiment to see if it works. I've got 2 of them over there. You put them aside and grab a little bit more dough. Yeah, it's cold and rainy out, and my muscles are sore from doing lots of work, so what better way to spend the night than to put on a couple pounds of fat by eating something like this. I think I read that when you make your own cookies, it's something like 20 grams of fat or some ridiculous thing. There's a lot of calories when you do this stuff. So I'm just going to make 4. I've got 3 of these made. 4 of them should be enough. The pan's definitely heating up, and that's what I want. Usually I overheat my pan and ruin everything. So what I'm going to do, I got 4 of these dough things here, dough balls or whatever you want to call them, balls of dough. I'm going to flatten them out a little. They're probably going to get really big. I don't know what the butter's starting to brown, which I don't want. But that's big enough, so I'm going to take 4 of these, and I'm going to put them in, oops, dough's already coming apart. I'm going to put 4 of these in the pan, and I'd like to pick up the, I'm going to put a cover on them. I'm going to put a glass cover on so I can watch what's going on. And I'm just going to cook them for about 5 minutes. Let me go shut this thing off and wash my hands for a minute, so hold on. Alright, let me try to pick this tripod up and so you can see what's going on. That's the reason I don't like cooking with butter. You can already see the butter is starting to burn in there right now. And I'm going to even have to turn this down because it's definitely starting to burn. And this might end up going in the garbage because this might set off the smoke detector, go on fire any minute. So I'd rather make them in the oven, I think, but this is an experiment to see what happens. Yeah, it's definitely burning. I can see the smoke in the thing, and let me shut this off and get the smoke detector shut off in case it kicks in the fire extinguisher. Alright, you can see the bottom of the pan is definitely, the butter's burning. Gosh, these people won't leave me alone. The butter is burning in the pan, so I lifted up the cover, and there was definitely smoke in there, so I don't know how this is going to taste. What I did is I took the temperature and turned it all the way down to low. This is a gas stove. Maybe if this was an electric skillet, it might be a little easier. But the butter is definitely the problem. If I didn't have butter in there, I don't know how I'd be cooking this, but like I was saying, I've got the smoke detector that will definitely kick off. So the cookies are starting to flatten out a little bit, and you really can't see it that well, but the cookies are starting to flatten out a little, and they've been in there for 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 minutes now, and I'm going to keep them in there about another 2 minutes, and then I'm going to probably turn off the heat so that I don't set the smoke detector off, because I know smoke is probably going to come out of there. And then once everything calms down, I'll turn them over and cook the other side for about 3, 4, 5 minutes or so. And we'll see if making cookies on the stove works or not. So far, it's going smoothly, except for the burned butter, which worries me. Setting off the detector and the smell of it, and the taste of burned butter on food is never good. But this might taste really good. So the cookies are really starting to look nice. And let me go shut this thing off now and get ready to turn this over. I can see the chocolate starting to melt on there, which is going to smoke things up in here too. Not a good mixture of melted chocolate, melted butter on a stove. Alright, I think you can see it looks kind of burned. It wasn't in there that long. But burning happens when you use butter. And burning always happens when you use butter and too high of a temperature. This thing is on, I've got it as low as I can right now. And I don't know. It smelled okay when I opened it up, but it also smelled a little burned. The cookie batter was kind of runny and gunky, and it really didn't look like it was completely cooked. Well, it wasn't cooked on the other side, obviously, on the top, but I don't know if it's going to cook on the inside. This might go in the garbage. I'm sure this is a doable thing because people have done this in the past, but this is my own little test. I'm going to keep it on 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm going to keep it on about 5 minutes on each side. And next time, if I were to do this, I would start out on an extremely low heat, all the way as low as you can on a gas stove. I had it on medium, and that was even way too hot. So the butter's all melted off right now, which I'm not going to put more butter in there because I got a baby living next door. I don't want to set off the smoke detector at 10 p.m. So if it starts to smoke, this thing's going off. I'll open up the door, and this will go in the garbage can. But right now, it looks like it's cooking. 9, 10, 11, we are 2 minutes into the second side, and I'm going to shut this off and get ready to turn it over. Or take it out.